A silent revolution is underway, not on battlefields, not in parliaments, but inside server racks and fiber optic cables. The world's balance of power is being redrawn, and most people don't even know it's happening. For decades, global influence was measured in oil reserves, military strength, or financial capital, but today, the new currency of power is computational capacity. Nations are racing to build AI infrastructure, vast data centers, semiconductor supply chains, and cloud networks, because whoever controls the pipelines of intelligence controls the future. Consider this. The top 5 hyperscale data center operators now consume more electricity annually than some mid-sized countries. AI training runs require water cooling systems that drain local reservoirs, and the chips powering these models are so scarce that governments treat them like strategic assets, restricting exports and monitoring supply chains as if they were uranium. This isn't just about technology, it's about sovereignty. For ordinary citizens, this shift may feel abstract, but think of it this way. The apps you use, the jobs you apply for, the medical treatments you receive, all increasingly depend on AI systems. If one nation monopolizes the infrastructure, it doesn't just dominate markets, it shapes the rules of daily life. Behavioral economics tells us that when one actor controls a scarce resource, they can dictate terms of access. That's what's unfolding now, quietly, beneath the headlines. And here's the cliffhanger. While the public debates AI ethics and chatbots, the real story is that infrastructure, the hidden scaffolding of intelligence, is becoming the new weapon of global influence. The question is, who's winning this invisible race? Behind every glowing screen lies a shadow economy, one built on chips, cables, and contracts that decide who gets to wield artificial intelligence. The mechanics are deceptively simple. AI requires 3 pillars: compute, data, and energy. But the institutions controlling these pillars are not just tech companies. They are governments, sovereign wealth funds, and alliances quietly negotiating access. The psychology here is fascinating. Nations behave like investors hedging against uncertainty, stockpiling compute capacity as if it were gold. Take semiconductors. The most advanced AI chips are produced by only a handful of firms worldwide. Their fabrication plants cost tens of billions and take years to build. That scarcity creates leverage. Export restrictions, licensing agreements, and exclusive partnerships are now geopolitical tools. In effect, chips have become the new oil, a resource so vital that entire foreign policies are being recalibrated around them. Energy is another hidden mechanic. Training frontier AI models consumes megawatts of electricity. Countries with abundant renewable energy are positioning themselves as AI hubs, offering cheap power as a competitive edge. Meanwhile, water usage for cooling has sparked local protests, showing how global ambitions collide with community realities. For regular people, these mechanics translate into costs and opportunities. Electricity prices, job creation in data center regions, and even housing markets are being reshaped. Behavioral systems theory explains why, when infrastructure demand spikes, local economies experience both booms and bottlenecks. Workers flock to new hubs, but rents rise and utilities strain. The invisible race for AI infrastructure is already altering the rhythms of everyday life. But here's the part nobody expected. The infrastructure race isn't just about building capacity. It's about controlling standards, protocols, and governance. Whoever sets the rules of AI infrastructure doesn't just win the race. They decide how intelligence itself flows across borders. And that changes everything. From Singapore to Stockholm, capitals are quietly recalculating their strategies. The AI infrastructure race is no longer a regional contest. It's a global chessboard. Different nations view this development through different lenses. Some see it as an economic opportunity, others as a security threat. The psychology of states is revealing. Smaller nations fear dependency, while larger ones fear losing dominance. It's a classic prisoner's dilemma: cooperate and share, or hoard and risk fragmentation. History offers parallels. In the 19th century, railroads determined economic power. In the 20th, oil pipelines defined geopolitics. Today, fiber optic cables and AI data centers are the new arteries of influence. Just as control over shipping lanes once dictated trade, control over compute lanes now dictates digital economies. Markets are responding too. Venture capital is pouring into AI infrastructure startups. Sovereign funds are investing in semiconductor fabs. and stock exchanges are treating AI infrastructure companies as strategic assets, with valuations soaring despite broader market volatility. For citizens worldwide, this context matters because it defines access. If your country lacks AI infrastructure, you may pay more for services, face slower adoption of medical AI, or see your industries outcompeted. Behavioral economics shows that when access is unequal, trust erodes. People begin to perceive technology not as a universal tool, but as a privilege reserved for certain regions. That perception fuels political pressure, reshaping policies in ways that ripple across borders. It gets deeper. The infrastructure race isn't just about economics or geopolitics, it's about identity. Nations are asking themselves, are we producers of intelligence or consumers of it? And the answer to that question will define the next era of global power. The headlines talk about AI breakthroughs, but the real impact is unfolding in quieter places, in family budgets, workplace dynamics, and community stability. When AI infrastructure concentrates in certain regions, ripple effects spread globally. Jobs cluster around data centers, but so do housing shortages. Energy grids strain, raising costs for households. And industries dependent on AI, from healthcare to logistics, face uneven access. The psychology here is subtle. People don't notice infrastructure until it fails, but by then, the consequences are unavoidable. Consider education. Schools in regions with strong AI infrastructure gain access to advanced tools, personalized learning systems, and research opportunities. Others lag behind, widening inequality. Or take healthcare. AI-driven diagnostics flourish where compute is abundant, but remain inaccessible elsewhere. This isn't just a tech divide, it's a life expectancy divide. Markets reflect this too. Companies headquartered near AI hubs attract talent and capital, while others struggle to compete. Behavioral economics explains why. People gravitate toward opportunity clusters, reinforcing the cycle. The infrastructure race becomes self-perpetuating, deepening divides between winners and losers. For families, this means choices about where to live, what jobs to pursue, and how much they pay for services. For workers, it means retraining to align with AI-driven industries. For communities, it means negotiating with global firms over land, water, and energy. The infrastructure race is not abstract. It's shaping the texture of daily life. And here's the pattern interrupt. While everyone is focused on AI models and flashy applications, the real transformation is already unfolding. Quietly, in the infrastructure that decides who gets access to intelligence. Because while the world is watching the surface, the deeper shift is happening underground, in cables, chips, and cooling towers. And the next video will show you where that shift is accelerating fastest, in a place no one expects.